Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on Lumber Capital Log Yard. Today we wanted to talk a little bit about the future of Lumber Capital Log Yard.
I've got to start out by saying growth is very important for any business. You can't have any stagnancy or you're just going to go backward. And behind the scenes, our business has always been kind of an upward struggle. We've always been trying to, continue climbing the hill, and it's not always very easy, but there's not another option if you want to succeed, right? So
yeah, the problem is that the way that everything's set up, it makes it really hard for small businesses like us. And I know we're not the first ones to tell you that. It's hard, and even though we've been around for 15 years doing this same thing, cutting wood, we've never really gotten to the point where we can say, we've succeeded, like we've gotten there, right? Like it's always just a constant struggle. So the boss is always trying to figure out ways to change things up. Expand. That's a good word for it, just expand. And I want to talk a little bit about some of the things some of the places that we're going, some of the new things that we are introducing into our business that are definitely new. We've been doing this for 15 years, like I said, and this is some new stuff. Some stuff that we've also just been really wanting to do but haven't. So first off, I know that we've mentioned it a little bit, but I've never fully talked about it, is like this is happening, you guys.
In progress.
Yes, in progress. We are getting a kiln, and not any kind of DIY solar kiln like the one that we have here. This is the real deal, and they're actually giving it to us, which is a huge blessing. I mean, that's really nice. We couldn't do it if it weren't the situation that it is. So that's why we are really working to figure out, where is this kiln even gonna go, right? So with the store down at Shones, we're actually going to be moving everything.
Yeah, we're moving to a new location, which is conveniently right down the road from Shones. So it's not gonna be really much farther from the log yard where it sits right now. So that's going to be really great, and it's a big space.
It's
Shones,
huge.
I don't know if any of you guys who are watching have been in there, but it's considerably small. We already have it basically filled up with hardwood lumber, and there's not really any more room.
Thanks to a lot of hard work we've been doing lately.
It's time for an upgrade, I'd say.
What's cool about this new location that is in the workings is it's actually closer into town. So we're here on the Creek Road. That's what they call it here. And it's just one straight shot, basically the same road from here all the way into town. Same road, just keep going straight and you'll make it into town. And so the Creek Road, kind of like closer to the town end, has lots of more towny things, obviously, more traffic. People consider us kind of out of town, even though we are still pretty close. I mean, we're only like 10 minutes out of town, but people are still like, oh yeah, that log yard way over there, right? So I get it. People don't want to travel very far. They want to go, somewhere in town. That's what you think about when you think shopping, right?
Yeah, of course.
So this is going to be even closer to town. I thought Shones would bring us more customers with just it being in town, but they're it's like the outskirts of where all the towny things are happening. This is a lot more like
towny things. That's
towny.
a great way to
We're just saying
it.
Towny over.
Yeah, it's just a little bit closer to town. More people, more activity. I think that'll be great. That's really exciting.
Well, along with this kiln, we have already purchased a shaper. Yes, shaper, not shaver, shaper. And it's used. So, I mean, it was definitely affordable, and I'm really looking forward to running one because I mean, we're stuck on this thing all day, every day, but this shaper, it'll be a lot new experience for Jade and I, and it makes tongue and groove and shiplap. Now, we've tried to do these products by outsourcing because we haven't had the materials or the tools ourselves, but now that we have our own shaper, that's going to be really cool. It'll be our own finished material that we produced from literally the tree to the final product. Maybe even from the forest, right? Depending. Sometimes we buy our logs, other times my dad's harvesting, right? So on top of that, the shaper, we're also going to, of course, have to plane it. So we actually already have a planer for personal use. It'll work just fine for this. So we'll also move that to this new location.
And all of this, like, will be inside, right? It's not going to be this outdoor, running-the-mill, all-weather activity. It'll be something that we can do when there is bad weather, super hot days, super cold days, whatever it is. We can, you know, go down there and produce a very different product than we're used to. But I think that it's kind of the direction that we've wanted to move, that the Dad's talked about moving, and this is really the perfect opportunity.
So another thing, going from lumber to firewood, you know, we're lumber and firewood, right? Those are our main products. So that's what we want to do on the lumber end of our business. But as far as firewood goes, we are considering maybe supplying pellets or inventorying pellets. Pellet stoves have become increasingly more popular, and
I see why.
I mean, yeah, right? It's not only that we're lazy and we don't want to go through the work of stacking all that wood, which I can't blame anyone for, but you know, it's more convenient all around.
More convenient, less messy.
Less messy.
Less time consuming.
Yep. So, you know, if you have a pellet stove, you're not going to be buying firewood from us. But now we are hoping to bring to you guys this fall pellets for your pellet stoves. And we're hoping that this way we'll also get our pellet stove customers as well as our plain cut and split hardwood burners. So that is a new thing that I wasn't expecting. When my dad mentioned it, I was like, okay, I guess pellets, like what even is a pellet? Tell me about a pellet.
It's a little different because we're not like producing them, we're not making them, we'd just be selling them.
Yeah.
So we don't really, there haven't been many things that we have done that way. We always, you know, produce the product that we then sell. So that'll be different. I think that that'll be a fun thing to do.
There's no way for us to really make them, if you're wondering that. The pellet factories are huge. The boss said the pellet factories are like the size of our entire log yard. That's what it takes to make, like, to produce a large amount of pellets. So not really something that we can do. I'm not going to get into pellet factory.
I don't think so.
But we're going to, you know, outsource that product and retail it here at the log yard, which will be a fun new thing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, like, are you going to deliver that kind of stuff? Like, I don't really know how that all works yet. So I'm curious to learn, as well as, I mean, just a lot of new things, right? Learning how to run the shaper to this whole pellet thing. I mean, we can go and even take a little field trip to the factory and show how it's made. Yeah, which will be a fun thing in future videos. So stay tuned for this fall, because that will be coming up. And as far as how much longer it's going to take to build our new place, I'm not sure, but they've been building it. And I mean, we drive past it and it was just a skeleton for a while. I don't know if that's the proper terminology. You know what I mean, though. It's just like bony looking. But yeah, they've been working on it, and we're just going to be renting out a small part of it because it's very big. So yeah, that's some of the new stuff that's happening here at Lumber Capital Log Yard. I thank you guys for clicking on today's video and tuning in to hear about our exciting new adventures coming up. But other than that, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving it a thumbs up, and of course subscribing if you haven't. Other than that, we'll see you back here next time. Bye guys.